boundary can be as simple as telling the person, I can't do that this week, I don't have time for this, or simply no. Let's talk about boundaries. Boundaries might be something that is completely new to you. You may have heard about them, you may have thought about them, you might have even created them without even knowing it. But I want to talk about what we do with them, why they're important. Boundaries are completely necessary. Boundaries are totally acceptable. Sometimes, though, if you're new to it, it can feel like boundaries are you being rude, you being mean, you being selfish, even. But boundaries are something that has to be set in relationships. Clients tell me that this feels really new to them. I've had even a client tell me when I was growing up, there was no such thing as boundaries. We didn't talk about boundaries. And he's probably right. We didn't talk about boundaries enough. So what is a boundary? It's simply telling someone that you've had enough. You're telling them, this is my threshold. This is my limit. I don't want to go beyond here. You'll see boundaries in professional life, in your dating life, in your family life. Boundaries exist all over. Boundaries are great because they create clarity. It gives us realistic expectations of what we can expect from someone else and what they can expect from us. An intended consequence of boundaries is they help us reduce our anxiety towards ourselves, to what we should do, our anxiety to others. They reduce the burden, they reduce the pressure that we put on ourselves because we are communicating to someone, we can't handle this. We are communicating that this is not okay. I always like to talk about boundaries in two parts. There's the creating the boundary and there's enforcing the boundary. Creating the boundary is probably going to be a lot easier than enforcing the boundary. It's easier because it involves you. It doesn't involve the other person. You can create a whole list of boundaries. You want to do this, you don't want to do that, stay close to me, stay away from me. The possibilities are endless. Forcing them is the difficult part because now that's involving somebody else. And enforcing is usually where we get a lot of pushback from people. Boundaries are going to look totally different in all relationships. Your work boundaries are probably going to look different than your personal boundaries, than the boundaries you create with your family and the boundaries you create with your friends. It's important that we recognize what our own needs are, because when we figure out what our needs are, then we can easily create our boundaries. A boundary can be as simple as telling the person, I can't do that this week, I don't have time for this, or simply no. Don't feel like you need to justify or explain your boundaries. As long as it's important to you, as long as you know where you are with your boundary and why it's there, that's the only reason. Next time you feel like you're stretching yourself too thin or you're feeling burnt out, think about boundaries and where your limits are.